How do you really encourage that growth mindset as a parent, not in the classroom, but in everyday life? Well, one of the things you might do is really model the growth mindset in your language and really don't talk about how smart your child is or give them labels, but use phrases like, you can't do this yet, but with practice, you might be able to. Or one of the things I told my kids growing up is that I learned far more from my mistakes than my successes, because when I make a mistake, I'm trying to figure out what happened. Now, with that, you also want to praise for effort. You don't want to praise the result. It's not that the result is bad, but really saying the result came from your hard work, your effort, the time you put in, the practice you made. When they come back with a great grade or they achieve something in a sport, you want to encourage them by saying all your hard work has paid off. That's a very different message than way to go, you won the game. The third thing to think about is, how do you normalize a growth mindset? How do you normalize that maybe everything doesn't just happen and you just aren't born with it? Well, share stories, even if they're funny ones. Make it a regular thing. You even may talk about it over dinner, saying, I made a mistake today and I really learned something from it. Or what did you learn today that you've never done before? Or what mistake did you make that you learned something from? So when you normalize it and make it okay in pretty much everyday life to make a mistake and learn from it, it makes it okay for your kids to make mistakes as well. And what that does is it helps them to reframe those challenges as opportunities. Rather than say, wow, I'm really bad at this, you can say, well, there's lots of opportunity for growth. I can only get better. And it just gives them a way to think about things that might be hard as an opportunity for something that maybe they wouldn't have tackled otherwise. By doing these things, it makes curiosity and new experiences just a regular part of life. So as you're working with your kids and encouraging them to think about, I can, with the right effort and the right mindset, if you share and use language that really supports this, you're going to, in maybe not so subtle ways and maybe subtle ways, encourage them to have a growth mindset.